Good morning, viewers at home. Welcome to the program, SuperDawn. I am Vera. I will support with you on this edition.
And I am Anthony Usai-Bovo. Good morning to the world.
Well, today, being Monday morning, I want to look at PAR. We want to look at Nigerians' most challenging sector. Well, for decades, we've been talking about how we can generate power, and most recently, issues concerning how 16 billion was taken and we cannot fill power. So we're going to be looking generally at power this morning. Why can't we just have electricity? You know, why can't we? Why must we say, hey, thank God it's NEPA? Why do we keep saying that even before I was born? And why can't we just have it and have it 24 hours? Well, these are more we'll be doing this morning in this program, this Monday morning. Away from that also, don't forget that we're going to look at the papers and see what you can react to in the papers this morning. And of course, something happened over the weekend, and that's sports, when Liverpool, well, we'll talk more about that when it comes to the sports segment this morning. But we'll go on this break, and when we come back, we want to look at the papers and opening the lines for you to react to some of the stories. We'll be right back.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Welcome back. It's the newspaper review segment this morning, and we have the new Telegraph. The first story boldly written here is the 2019 Saraki Tambwa Dogora weight option. And I'll just take the first right, and it says presidency and the NPDP members meet today over grievances. This is definitely obvious. They must meet.
Yeah, they should meet over grievances. Watchword, grievances. You can't continue to have all of this happening in politics, especially at the top level. You know, we look up to them. We hope that they lead us. You know, you get to understand that we are not being ruled. We should not be ruled, but we should be led by a set of people. So it's only right that these people just come together, meet, and solve
I think I need to read that story. Members of the new People's Democratic Party, the NPDP, bloc in All Progressive Congress are waiting three options as they hold separate meetings today with President Muhammadu Buhari and the Vice President Yemi Osibajo. The three options followed from the outcome of an enlarged meeting of the group, which was held in Abuja a few days after the first direct meeting with the national leadership of the APC. The first option for the NPDP, according to sources, is for members to see through the ongoing discussions and negotiate a favorable outcome for the aggrieved group. We also have here from the Anglican Primate, and it says Nigeria are tired of empty promises. And the writer says, Methodist primate, Christians won't vote wicked and religious bigot. The primate of the Methodist Church of Nigeria, Reverend Dr. Kalu Uche, has said that he would mobilize millions of Nigerians in the country to ensure that no religious bigots, tribal champions, and wicked man was voted into power come 2019.
Yes, but one thing you tend to look at is how do you know which one is a wicked bigot? You know, fine, they are saying they are going to come to this. It's a very good contribution. We hope that it works, and we wish that we have that insight. We all have that. We're all intelligent enough, aware enough to know which or who is this kind of person.
Well, when you talk about politics, really, you look at some of these options. Where do I fall in? What are the pedigrees of this person? At first, I think we should begin to look at an individual, not even party first. If we know the person has contested or the person is vying to power, whatever leadership before, I think we need to look at, go back down memory lane, what he's done. Maybe he's a party member for his constituencies or for his family. Because someone that cannot even take care of his family might not take care of people. Someone that doesn't understand how people feel, if they're hungry, will not be able to take care of community. So I think there are some things that will give you views into how the person might just rule.
But then when you look at it, that what you're saying is for candidates that are contesting for presidency and don't really have political track record, how do you manage that?
Well, that's why we have Google. That's why you need to know what he has worked for before, his antecedents, what he's done before that time. What most of us do is, well, this political party chairman convinces you to just vote for someone. But we need to look inwards and also be prayerful. We also have this in the papers today, and it says federal government saves 17 billion from travel, sitting allowances and souvenirs. Federal government had saved, 17 billion from travel, sitting allowances and souvenirs. In the Telegraph, we also have this Children's Day, Buhari, Osibajo, Dogora seek better treatment. President Muhammadu Buhari and the Vice President and the Governor of Anambra State, Chief Wilkie Obiano, were among those who facilitated the Nigerian children yesterday as the world marked the Children's Day. Buhari expressed readiness of his government to ensure the safety of all Nigerians' children. The president said children are the future, whose initiative gives the confidence that Nigeria has a bright future. Yesterday was the Children's Day, and we all celebrated the children.
Yes, and it's a good thing that the president, the vice president, celebrated. Even Bukola Saraki himself celebrated the Children's Day. But you see, it's not really about just saying it. I believe that the Child Right Act should be implemented. It should be there should be a whole lot of concerns to it, because right now in Nigeria there's a whole lot of child abuse and a whole lot of things going on that we need to look into. But yes, it's a good start, celebrating the children. The children is the future of the country, of the nation, and it's a very good one.
Okay, it's very important that we look into the future of the children. I wanted to smile because some people had come and had ruled, and they're still ruling. There's recycling of leaders in Nigeria. So where do you really have the space for the child that will one day become an adult and will one day want to give what it takes to the people? But I think we should start from the cradle. And I also think that the government should make provisions for the children. Let them begin to see leadership as something that someday, sometime in life, they can be part of. Yes, we'll move away from Telegraph.
Okay, from the nation's newspaper, we have here, Presidency begins vetting of budget 2018. And that's on page 3 of the paper we have here. I'll just take the first paragraph. It says, the Presidency has commenced the vetting of the details of the 2018 budget bill passed as the National Assembly. The lawmakers passed the budget of 9 trillion naira for the current fiscal year, more than 6 months after it was presented to them by President Muhammadu Buhari. The president submitted a proposal of 8.6 trillion naira to the National Assembly, but it was learned that there was one issue surrounding the budget which had not been resolved by the two arms of government.
Okay, well, I know that we've been waiting for that budget for a long time now, but finally, at last, they've done it. But the president is saying some of the issues in that budget and that they need to address. And I'm saying, hey, if there's anything, just address it. And let's move ahead.
ASAP.
We are really tired of it.
Okay, this one says on the front page, presidency hits Obasanjo over fire Sheyi Ladoja Obi. It says the presidency yesterday attacks the People's Democratic Party administration, especially under former President Olusegun Obasanjo, for toppling elected states governments using the police and the Secret Service. In an article to commemorate the 3rd anniversary of Buhari's presidency last night, Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, recalled how former governors Joshua Dariye, Plateau State, Rashidi Ladoja, Oyo State, and Peter Obi, Anambra State, were removed for reasons not noble. The statement added that under the dispensation, it took an insider collaboration to avert the unseating of Governor Chris Ngige of Anambra State by powerful thugs sponsored by the People's Democratic Party administration. Now that right there is an allegation, but when you tend to look at these things, you see that it's kind of like a recurring thing where politicians are either alleged or actually the thugs for their politicizing of things. Recently, we had a case of Fayemi's poster billboard being destroyed by thugs. We've had in the Senate where thugs went in and just took the mace. We've had situations where thugs are just very connected with politicians. Then you tend to look at it. What kind of leaders and politicians do we have in Nigeria as leaders? This one says, Buhari has delivered, says Lai Mohammed. Critics of Buhari's administration performance got a reply yesterday. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed compiled the administration's scorecard in the last 3 years and gave it a pass mark. It has fulfilled its campaign promises, the minister said, in a long reflection on the government's infrastructural battle, security, economy, and the anti-corruption war. He said the administration kept its social contract with Nigerians, put the country on path of sustainable growth.
Yes.
And when you look at it in the past 3 years, have we actually been in a sustainable growth? From economy, security, welfare of the workers, I mean in all angles, what's your take?
Well, when this administration took over, they told us there are lapses everywhere, and they gave us some figures in almost every angle. Looking at the economy, they said that the treasury was empty, and looking at security, we still had Boko Haram when they came in, and now you could see that it's almost wearing away, but the Fulani headers came in again. And if you look at health, we're still shaky. And if you look at the power sector, which we're even treating today, I don't know if in your area, some people said in some areas, well, they get electricity supply. While some areas will tell you, hey, we're still in a state of dilapidated circle. And so you now begin to wonder, so who do you believe? Well, that question is rhetoric. I leave it to you.
That is, I leave it to you. Okay, this one says, NDLEA destroys 7.5 acres of Indian hemp farm. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency destroyed a 7.5 acre cannabis sativa Indian hemp farm in Edo State between January and April. It was Lent. It said it seized over 14,000 kilograms of drugs during the period. Right here in Edo State. That's a good one that's very commendable from the NDLEA. In Nigeria, I believe we're good people. And it's like a trend right now that Indian hemp, weed, is of the norm, especially in youths. And this needs to be fought. This needs to be fought for our youths. We are being too young. We are being too young and getting into these things. It's not good for the health. It's not good for the country. You need to. And this is weed. These things, they affect the minds of the human.
Well, when you talk about hard drugs, and that's part of the category you put it, which is not too good. But we just pray that people realize that this is dangerous to health. It's dangerous to your family because you put them in a trauma state where they keep saying, hey, my God, what has happened to this chap? Because at the end of the day, you might be in the home of the psychiatric hospital. So we should just abstain, just try to stop it. Yes, other stories, we have to move ahead.
Okay, the last story, our buddy here says, our achievements are divinely inspired.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm expecting you to make some calls concerning that. Moving away from that before we go to the Daily Trust. And this says, refineries go up 92 billion running cost yearly. We also have in the Daily Trust, we've done so much with so little in 3 years. That's from the federal government, that they've done so well. Just in 3 years, they said they've done so much. We also have this one in the papers, Southern leaders to form Nigerians Elders Forum. Police gunned down suspected highway robber in Ogun. Barajay and PDP stalwarts to meet Buhari and Osibajo today. In the paper as well, you need to get hold of the Daily Trust and read this one, looking at doubts and hope trail December target for the national carrier. Well, you need to get hold of the papers to read more.
Okay, from the Punch newspaper we have here, crisis as workers fault Osun Police doctorate, and that's on page 4 and 5 of the Punch. We have here, we won't vote for religious bigots in 2019, Methodist prelates. You can find that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. We have here, Obasanjo's government used police, DSS, to topple government's presidency. That's coming from the presidency. And the last one is crisis. NPDP meets Buhari today.
Okay, that's all we can take today, this morning in the Punch newspaper. And then we want to go to a break right now. When we come back, we want to look at power. It's one of Nigerians' pressing challenges. And so we're going to look at power this morning, looking at electricity and looking at how we can come out of darkness. Well, we'll be right back.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard. Join us. SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed. Now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Welcome back. We want to look at power this morning. We're looking at Nigerians' pressing challenge. It's indeed pressing because when you say electricity, you're referring to a key development of the nation. And when we talk about businesses, productions, industry, it is relying on electricity. And if you don't have it regularly, loads of businesses will go underground. This morning we have a guest in the studios, and we have Barrister John Izakuna, a legal practitioner. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning to you, sir. Welcome to SuperDawn.
Yes, we want to look at electricity. We're looking at power this morning. What is the state in your area of power?
I don't think we have stable power now, because I know in this station now we are not using power. We are not using electric power. I think we are using generator. So before I was coming from my house, we are also using generator. So, but I observed that there is a particular power generating plant by the Lagos State government. I think those people that are able to connect in that particular power generating plant, I think they are having lights more. But in terms of, if we talk of Nigerians, I don't think we have started enjoying stable light. Many industries are still using their private generating system, which is generators.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
From what you're saying, I guess you're implying that the power is poor. Power state in Nigeria is poor.
Still very, very poor.
But would you say that there has been any form of improvement at all?
That fluctuation is very dangerous, because you give me power today, tomorrow I don't see it again. Sometimes this taking off, bringing and taking off, is affecting our machines. Like if you have televisions, if you have refrigerators, it's not healthy. We want a stable light. Let them. It will not cost us. It will not cost this government much to give us a stable light.
We could just review from when it was NEPA, then PACN, then the likes. Just
you know, it depends on area, but our own area we don't have much light. In Amward of his satellite area, we don't have much light. But if you say in some areas like the Orile Kuka, there's an improvement there. But what Nigerians are looking for is stable power supply, so that at least you will know that if you start manufacturing a particular segment of a product, and by God's grace you will get all the power for that manufacturing. You cannot tell me there is light when many occasions when you have put on your machine, within a short period they will take off light. Okay, and you go again to start looking for diesel for a generator.
Okay, so you're saying that we're still where we are back years ago.
We want stable light, one stable power supply. That is really what Nigerians want.
I'm going to tell you that after years of privatization, we're still, the concluding part, we're still where we are. And some Nigerians are asking, is it important anyway? Why did we go into such arrangement? Is it helping out where some areas will have electricity supply while some other areas will not have electricity supply? So why did we go into partnership with the discos of this world?
My own suggestion is let the government privatize power generating. Very, very necessary. And let every state also generate their own powers. Let them decentralize it. You can't bring us together to suffer together. Let us decentralize, because I know very well, immediately we have good laws on all these things. If it's decentralized, I think there will be power. It's not difficult. Private individuals generate their own light, and the companies, some companies generate their light. We have so many systems now. You can generate light. So the government, if the government cannot use the mechanical system, then nuclear. We have nuclear. Some people can go on nuclear. Some people can go on solar. So every state will now develop their own light with whatever facility they have or resources they have.
You're saying we should decentralize the power sector.
Yes.
You know, but reports as of now we are transmitting about 4,500 megawatts of power. Shouldn't that go around the nation? And if that's what report says anyway, are we actually seeing that amount of light power rather in Nigeria?
Nigeria, we need more than 50 megawatts.
Yes.
They're giving us only 4. So what it means, they're not capable. Let them decentralize it. There are private companies that can give us light, and it's very, very stable light.
But so, if each state has to take care of its own power supply,
yeah.
In states like Lagos, okay, yes, Abuja, but there are some states that might not be financially or be able to keep up with that.
I'm not saying that the federal government should not generate light. Let them generate light and give to those states. While those states that are capable can also generate their own light.
Okay, looking at all of these issues with power in Nigeria, and we've come a long way when we keep saying there are no powers. What can we do? Aside generating power, you know, to some areas, you're saying, like state like Lagos, that's their plan. They have their core distribution centers, you know, they are getting more powers. They want to feed Lagos with power without waiting for the federal government. But we're looking at what Nigerians have spent so far, what we've spent so far, and we cannot say for these years, Nigerians were looking at 147 kilowatts, you know, looking at all of that, while China started with a very few ones. And today, China would not be saying there's no electricity supply. Why is it that we cannot stabilize, or why is it that we cannot handle our electricity supply? What are the challenges?
The corruption, first of all, we have the problem of corruption. Anybody that is telling me that there is no corruption now, that person is lying. There is corruption. First of all, if you watch the system, there was a time they brought a professor. I think was it Professor Naji or what?
Yes.
That man had a very good policy. And when the system saw that the policy will really give us light, they started, even the NEPA themselves started attacking the man. And when you get an expert from abroad and he comes here and you started to humiliate him, saying all things that are not relevant, then automatically the man had to resign and go and left.
So are you saying that this nightmare we're witnessing is because of mismanagement and policies or corruption?
The policies is favoring corruption. Our policy, when you concentrate powers on few individuals, then so many things will now come in. But when you decentralize powers, automatically the monopoly there will no more be visible. Automatically people will work hard and make sure that his own area or his own sector is strong and better. There will be competition in the market. So people that cannot get light from the federal government can now go to the state government. Then if there are private companies, people that cannot get from the state government can also go to private companies generating power system. And in Lagos we have water, we use our hydro. Then the northerners that don't have water, some of them can also use solar energy. Some can also use nuclear.
There have been allegations that, well, we know in Nigeria it's a thing that it's a common thing. Everybody uses a generator to generate power, electricity. Now, there have been allegations by Nigerians that these people that own generator companies actually allegedly give out some sort of pay to those that are operating the power sector in Nigeria. Now, when they are being paid, they starve the nation from having power so they can actually buy more generators. What do you have to say about this?
I don't work with allegations without facts. It's a mere allegation. It's a rebuttable presumption. It can be true or it can be lie. So on that note, I don't want to work on that. But I know that if Nigerians put the right people in the right place, I'm sure there will be, and with good laws and good policies, I think we will also enjoy stable light. All these nations that have stable light, all these, we are better than them. But the only thing is that we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. We are just manipulating the truth. It's very, very easy for Nigeria to enjoy stable light. But these people don't want to give us light.
Okay, looking at what happened, you talked about mismanagement policies and corruption. Recently, President Muhammadu Buhari accused the former President Olusegun Obasanjo of, despite injecting $16 billion into power, and since 1999, up to date, we still cannot feel it. And so do you think this allegation, this
is a mere allegation.
But do you think is real? You think,
you know,
because of the weight, when you say a former president.
Yeah. I don't, it's a mere allegation.
Mismanaged.
There was a time this issue was raised in 2013, I think. And this issue was forwarded to National Assembly. And they have already did the probe on this issue. And at the end, they told us that, like, even Obasanjo himself is claiming that he didn't spend up to that. Out of the 16 billion, he said it's only 3-point-something billion that he spent.
But the president coming with this ferocious attack, don't you think we need to dig into it?
It is now I have started to appreciate Obasanjo. This government, the government of Obasanjo, delivered us from debt. I know the external debt of this country. Before I was not appreciating him, but this, what I am seeing in this government is also making me to appreciate him. We know our debt. This man delivered us. And Nigeria, instead of being a debt nation, we now became a credit nation. The economy, under Obasanjo, dollar was about 150 naira. It didn't go beyond that. And now, how much is dollar? See, the economy. And before this government coming into power, they gave us how many points of agenda? They gave us security. They gave us economy. They gave us infrastructure. And what again? And corruption. But all these things, okay, let me take you one by one. On the economy, already, when he came into power, dollar was about 180 naira.
Yes.
Now dollar is 360. Then again, Nigerians, are we faring well economically? Are we happy? Nigerians are very, very hungered. You people are here comfortable. You don't know what Nigerians are passing through. People are dying every day because of hunger.
We are all facing, we all go to the same markets.
Many companies cannot manage their business again. Unemployment is on the high side. Okay, where is the economy? Okay, let's go on security. Do we have good security now? We don't have good security. People are killing. People are being killed every day.
Okay, sir.
People are being killed every day. Then let me take you again to corruption. We have so much corruption now. We have religious corruption. If you don't belong to a particular religion, you will not be favored in this government. We have ethnic corruption. We have policy corruption. So why are you telling me that there's no corruption?
Was it like this before now?
Yes. Under the Constitution, Chapter 2, Section 14, Fundamental Objectives of State Policy, on federal character, I think 2B or C, it says that the government should be administered in a way that federal character should be observed. But this government doesn't, whatever you are telling them about that, they are not following the Constitution. There is no government, democratic government, that has disobeyed the Constitution of this country like this government.
This is a big allegation.
I'm saying it openly. If you want me to give you facts, I give you facts. So many things, the judiciary will pass a law, we take a decision. They will not follow it.
What are those decisions you think they didn't follow?
The decisions they didn't follow. Okay, let's see, for example, the Dasuki. On the Dasuki case, so many occasions the court has released that's on bail. But they deliberately refused him on bail. In fact, I don't want to talk on continue wasting my time. Nigerians, the truth, they cannot convince Nigerians. Nigerians are getting exposed. Nigerians are getting highly enlightened. And the facts speak for itself. We don't just claim, just lie every day in the television. Why are we deceiving ourselves? Why can't we tell ourselves the truth?
Yeah, speaking of facts and allegations, there have been reports from the SERAP that about 13.278 billion was spent on that project. There have been reports where 10.3...
What project? What project are you talking about?
The power project we're talking about. The President Obasanjo. So there have been sort of a series of reports, 8.45 billion.
After, whenever there is an allegation.
These allegations.
Yes.
Now, these are different agencies coming together and they are actually bringing out their own
let them bring it
reports.
out.
Why are these reports conflicting?
I'm not
Why
saying,
not find just one figure?
I'm not saying there is no corruption in Obasanjo's government. I'm not saying that. But I'm telling you that this thing is not what we need now. Let me tell you something. Obasanjo wrote a letter against the government. Okay, if he knows that he's corrupt, why can't you probe him? Why are you, first of all, bringing in all these political allegations? Why not? There is a rule. Whenever there is corruption, there is a rule how to the procedure to follow.
But that's the question.
I said there is a rule.
I want you to answer that question. Why is he not being probed? Why all of this?
I said the whole thing is political. Because I know very well Obasanjo was a tango well with them. But immediately he released that letter. And what Obasanjo wrote in that letter is truth.
But the president has said, no. The probe you're talking about, I need to tell you the side of the president as well. I'm not standing in for anybody. But the president has said that he should come and explain.
He should come and explain.
Yes, explain how he spent the $16 billion.
To who?
But maybe they're saying that because of what the Minister for Power recently said, Barrister John, recently during the annual international conference for Center for Petroleum Energy. The Minister for Power said that we have about 90 million Nigerians without access of electricity. Maybe that's why the president brought this out, for us to know why 90 million Nigerians doesn't have access to electricity.
Okay, let me tell you. That's why when Obasanjo sought for us third time, nobody wanted to vote for him. We say we don't want to go. First of all, it's unconstitutional. Then secondly, again, we have seen an element of corruption in your government. I'm not saying that there was no corruption. Then we removed Obasanjo. Then Jonathan Yaradua came in. Then, unfortunately, Yaradua died at the middle way. Jonathan took up and continued. And when Jonathan wanted to return again, we saw that we have started seeing corruption. And the government was not effective also. So we now said, come and help us. You now promise Nigerians so many promises. And up to today, none of them is redeemed.
Are you saying even the one of corruption is not redeemed when he says he's going to fight corruption, stand still, and we begin to see some names came up as corrupt looters, as looters in this country?
Okay, now, there is what is called, now, under the security, the government, immediately any government cannot provide security to its citizens. That government is in trouble. And for so many time, many people have been telling him, affect changes in your security department so that there will be a new hand to know whether this issue of killings can be battled. And you see the issue of herdsmen. There is the government have never made any effort to stop these people from killing Nigerians. So on that note, how can you tell me there is no corruption? Ethnic corruption is a corruption. Religious corruption is a corruption. If you are killing, now Leah, they told us in the television that Leah could not be released because he's a Christian. And up to today, Leah is not released because she is a Christian. It's a religious corruption. You were able to bring out other girls that are Muslims and a Christian. Only one Christian there could not be released. Then also, the issue of Sharia in the Constitution. There was a time there is a move to make ecclesiastical law in the Constitution also. Let the canon law be in the Constitution. I know how the federal government stopped that move. That particular bill has gone first reading and second reading. About to enter the third reading, they now wrote that that bill should not be passed because it concerns Christians. So it's very, very
that's an allegation anyway.
No, it's not an allegation. I'm saying it openly.
Okay, so what can we do concerning electricity? What can we do at this point now?
Let the government, let the National Assembly make law and decentralize electric production. We don't need to concentrate under one source now. Let the states have the power. Let there be law that will empower the state to generate light. Let there be law that will empower private companies also to generate light. Then if you cannot get from the federal government...
Okay, I'm going to hold you on there. There's a caller. Good morning to you.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning to you. Go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I want to ask you, what is the problem of this government? All we are not the foolish people. I am the person first vote this worry in this government. I try my blood in the administration. And now you are talking about 50 billion when about Tranjo spent. What is our business in that money? We need how this movement now, this adventure of Buhari, let us trading move good way. We didn't need anything past after 15 years, 10 years. We are talking about this now. That is not our problem. Let us this country to go good way. Please, we didn't need.
Okay, thank you so much. So it's none of your business if the former, according to President Muhammadu Buhari, accused the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, for, I don't want to use the wrong word, for mismanagement of $16 billion. That's not your concern, if I got you right. So what's your concern?
Well, speaking of allegations and all, the question President Buhari said, he said, where is the power? And from Obasanjo's media aide, he replied saying that the power is in the 18 in the 18 gas turbines, which he bought with $3.2 billion. Now, when he bought that gas plant, those turbines, it was left at the port when Yar'Adua came into power and decided not to clear that at the port to spite Obasanjo. Now, this is coming from the former aviation minister, Femi Fani-Kayode. What do you have to say about that?
That's why I'm saying that this issue, the federal government don't need. The federal government came into power and made epileptic a power supply, and Nigerians now vested so much confidence on this government to now give us power. Then, if there is issue of corruption or there is a need for probe, then channel the probe to the appropriate authority. Then, you in government, you normally make budgets also, because I know in our 3 years there have been budget on power. Nigerians are now telling you, give us that light. We know that they didn't give us light. That's why we didn't call for PDP to continue in government. Now we want you now in APC to give us, redress all those wrongs, which PDP government has already done. Correct them and give make Nigerians to be happy again.
So you are saying there should not be this blame game going on?
No, I don't want this probe. If you want to probe, channel the probing to that appropriate authority. So the authorities should be asking the former president, not the president asking him. No, in law now, there's principle of fair hearing now. You already have started having a quarrel between the two leaders. So the issue now is that take it to a neutral body. Let them now probe. Nigerians want truth. We don't want deceit. We don't want all this political allegation. We are tired of political allegation. Because politicians will tell you something today and tomorrow they will tell you another thing. We have a caller. Let's hear this. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm talking
I'm talking concerning the respect of what Mr. Uche is saying. Barrister Uche.
Who is Uche? Barrister John.
Okay,
John.
Yes, Barrister John. Yes. Concerning the issue of security, the government has to secure the issue of security before talking about corruption. If they have not secured the people, why are they fighting about corruption? So they should secure the citizens first before fighting about corruption. So that is what I'm going to say.
What about power? Do you have electricity power? Do you have?
Yes, I have.
So you have it regularly?
Yes.
What area do you stay in?
I stay in Oshodi, Chari.
Oshodi, okay. Thank you for calling.
Yes.
We'll go on this break now and we'll be right back.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Garlic contains a compound called allicin, which has potent medicinal properties. Garlic is a plant in the allium onion family. It is closely related to onions, shallots, and leeks. It grows in many parts of the world and is a popular ingredient in cooking due to its strong smell and delicious taste. This compound is known as allicin and is also responsible for the distinct garlic smell. Allicin enters the body from the digestive tract and travels all over the body where it
Welcome back. We're still looking at electricity. The last caller that called said in their area, Oshodi GRA, they have regular supply. While some areas on the island, before now, some areas have it regularly, and loads of people had to move there. But we don't know what happened. Why is this area having and this other area not having? And you are saying that although there's corruption, but they should channel it to somewhere. If we have spent $16 billion on electricity, don't you think $1 billion, don't you think we, by now, at this point, we should have it freely? But I'll allow you to talk. We have we interviewed some people, and when we come back, we'll continue. Let's hear from some other persons.
In the shabby ways of his administration when it concerns power projects or power. He can't shy away from it. He should come out to tell Nigerians his role, what he has done, all what he has done, the amount he has accrued, maybe to himself, or maybe what he has actually been able to save. If any of this money is still remaining, he should bring it back so that we can use it for developmental projects, especially power projects. Because you cannot separate his administration from the problem of electricity. It has been so bad, and he gave us a lot of promises when he wanted to go for second term. That he's going to do this, he's going to fix the power project, the grid is going to increase. But what we have it was even more better when Yar'Adua and Jonathan came in than Obasanjo period. So he has a question. He has a question to answer. And if he can't compare his time, his period, with what we are having in power sector now, because it's a little bit better than before. With all due respect to him, I know that Obasanjo will not take that insult from anybody. Assuming during his administration, somebody from outside is now saying that you are ignorant. He will come out and lamblast that such a person. Not to talk of to the pedigree of the president. Although he has been the president of this nation sometimes ago, and we know his antecedent, he should redress and desist from using that kind of derogatory statement, because it can cause problem. But if he said his ignorance, then he should come to the court of the masses to come and tell us how ignorant the president is, if the $16 billion is not true. So let us agree. Antecedent of President Olusegun Obasanjo, and let me say it without any modicum of fear, that he thought the way and manner in which he merry-go-round President Jonathan in those years, in 2015, he can do that with Buhari. He doesn't know that the Hausas does not lose their head. They come round and support one of their own. He thought when he continued writing such letters, unnecessary letters, he normally write, that everybody will fall a victim of that circumstances, as we have done in 2015. But people are now getting wiser. And again, it is one of his antics to actually join words with President Buhari, so that President Buhari can now come and start talking. But that one is wiser than him, because he will not talk. He has said his own. Let Obasanjo come and prove his words. And I will still ask President Buhari not to answer him. We know the way he is. We know his antecedents. So they should treat him that way. They should treat him that way. There is a Yoruba maxim that says, this Agba is in the market and Ori Omotutu has already won. So I am not surprised. What he's supposed to do is to, if there is mistake, supposed to call elder statesman like himself. They sit down, they put something in right perspective and correct, not to the extent of dragging the president down, the downward syndrome, drowning syndrome. You see, that is very, very bad. If you are an elder statesman, stay as an elder statesman and contribute positively to the development of the nation, not dragging at every given opportunity. You want to drag the country down. No, that should stop.
The way you administer a country is rule of law. And I have said this to all members of the New Nigeria People's Party. You are not God, you are not judge. Don't. But if you think somebody is doing something wrong, follow the process, the channel. Sit down, articulate a document, issue you are raising, send it to the appropriate authority for investigation. Don't go to television to blackmail anybody. Don't go to newspaper to blackmail anybody. You are not judge. The question you're asking me, these elders of Nigeria, president, is uncalled for. It's uncalled for. If Mr. President felt that somebody did something wrong, he knows what to do. Simple. It's as simple as ABC. We don't just go on air and be talking. It doesn't add any value. If you now, who is talking to me, I discover you have done something that is wrong, all I need to do is to inform the police. And they will go and investigate you, and you remain innocent until it's proven otherwise.
Welcome back. Well, you heard what the two speakers said.
Yes. And what's the argument of the first speaker that if there is any reaction, or if there is any reaction from the former president, he would have constructively criticized the president, either by meeting him privately. But what of in a situation whereby you have met the president privately and you see Nigerians are suffering? In fact, let me tell you the truth. Nigerians, this thing now is making Obasanjo to become more popular because he's speaking for us, nobody to speak for us.
But why is it coming now? Why must it wait this long? Lots of people are asking, why is this coming now?
More they attack him, more the Nigerians are now supporting him. Obasanjo, before he was not popular. After his government, people were not happy. But now, because he has spoken our minds, and he's being attacked because he has spoken our minds, more they attack him, more we support him. Then on issue of probe, because then when Obasanjo was the president, he was not the minister of power. I think it was Agagush then. So if they know that Obasanjo have defrauded Nigeria $16 billion, let them challenge the appropriate authority. And also let them bring the fact figure or the former probe that they have done in the National Assembly. Combine them together, scrutinize this, go through it. Then use the doctrine of tracing and know who and who are involved, if there is any fraud. But don't come to instead of giving Nigerians food, you come to tell us you cannot be able to give us good governance because this man, I don't want to hear again the performance of the former government because of their performance, we say you should come in and help us. Then on the second speaker, what he's saying is right. You can't just open your mouth and just be alleging. You must have facts, you must have figure. You cannot just say Obasanjo carried 16 billion. It's just, I see it as a mere statement. But if you are serious, the government, they know the procedure. Let them follow the procedure. We have the rule of law to probe any person that have defrauded the nation. Let them follow it. And know you again that how many governments have, after Obasanjo, we have Yaradua. After Yaradua, again, we have Jonathan. 3 governments. So 3 of them, we don't know who.
So under this government, he was actually probed.
Yes, so what it means now, let every government be probed. But what I don't want is that he will probe only Obasanjo, leave Jonathan, or leave Abacha, or leave Babangida. If he comes to probe, let him probe all the governments. And all those people hidden in the APC again, if you are about to be probed, they will now run and go inside the APC and hide. All of them should be probed. So that's really the kind of government. I want, equitable government. I want federal character in probing.
So you are saying this can be probed instead of disallowing go. It can be probed.
Yes.
But your grievances was that you didn't like the way it came up.
I don't want political probing. Let there be equitable probing. I know some of our leaders that took our money and paid it in a particular bank. Such money could not be recovered today. I know them. Then I will bring my facts.
But then he has been probed before, even by the former president Obasanjo.
Yes, have been probed before, but now they are now bringing the issue again. So what it means now is that it's a political probe, and that's why I am not carried away by this political sentiment. If they want to probe, let them probe all leaders.
Okay, you have also said during the discussion, you've said that we should look for alternative energy, maybe renewable energy.
Let there be a decentralized system of energy generating.
If the states are generating their own energy,
companies also.
Then why do we have the federal government?
That is really what we are talking about, restructuring. All these things need to be addressed. We concentrate so much power. Okay, see now, the issue of refinery. Do you know that Nigerians can refine fuel? Private individuals, local people, uneducated people. Even during the Civil War, the Biafrans were refining the fuel they were using. They were not imported. So now you concentrate that it must be from the federal government. It's only the federal government that can own a refinery. Sometimes Nigerians end up importing. And that importing now, you see how much we are paying on a fuel subsidy. The fuel subsidy during the general time, which Nigerians condemned, have diplomatically find its way in this government again. So do you know how the billions we are losing? Because of all those...
obviously, would you agree that we have been spending a whole lot of money in the power sector, but we haven't been getting...
I say I agree.
Okay, so do you
I agree.
Would you suggest that we dive into other...
Hello, good morning.
Yeah,
good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Yes.
You have to turn down.
Good morning. I can reduce the volume. My contribution is concerning the power system in Nigeria. I wanted to tell Barrister John that the promises of the federal government, even right from the government of Obasanjo, has not come to reality. And even the present president has not been able to unravel the situation. My question now is, can we depend on the past or instead of we to move forward? That's my question to me.
What's the question again?
I say, are we to be going for the past or move ahead to give a lasting solution? That's what I mean.
But what do you think is the solution? He's going to answer you, but what do you think is the solution now? What's the solution?
My solution is that being a new government, the new government should have a new plan to unravel the failure of the power system in Nigeria. And let me see the new one they are bringing up. I think we all Nigerians are wise now, because most of us are always thinking of the past that is already dead. Why not think of the present that is still alive?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. Yes. He asked you a question.
Yes, I'm so happy for his question. If you see now, I'm surprised the first speaker that was saying the North. And let me tell you, North and South, we are the same now. Good governance is good governance. This suffering now, it's not only the South are suffering, the North are also suffering. So Nigerians, we are wise. Nigerians are getting wise every day. So what we want is that any government that is coming should know that Nigerian today is no more Nigerian of yesterday. If you don't want to give us good governance, sit down in your house. If you come here for fraud, manipulation, or political sentiment, sit down in your house. What we want is serious-minded leaders that will take Nigeria up.
I want to take it.
We have so many youths that are highly educated on how to make this country to be better. I'm telling you the truth. If our leaders feel that they don't want to give us good governance, that their style cannot work again. It cannot work again. Nigerians, we are losing patience because we are hungry. Many Nigerians are dying every day. Imagine, is it because maybe none of us have lost their relation? Imagine when somebody have about 9 people in the house and 6 people died. Do you see the pain?
Okay, I want to take a cue from the question that Victor asked. He said, should we be looking at the past or moving forward? Now, let me, excuse me. Now, the thing is, historians, we say before you move forward, sometimes you have to go back in the past and manage a few things, get to scrutinize a few things. Do you think that this, to move Nigeria forward, lead Nigeria, do you think we should actually go back in the past and scrutinize a few things, probe a few things to move forward, or let's just keep moving?
Yes, Nigerians have told the leadership, you came in and you started probing, and you're having more problem, because more probe, more problem. Thieves, we have so many thieves. To an extent, if you arrest all of them, you may not even have a place. We have to keep them, whether you like it or not. But because of the Constitution has already warranted that if there is any allegation, such allegation should be probed. So who am I to say no, no probe? But if the government decide to probe, let them probe. But if also they feel the best thing for them is to give Nigerians what will better the life of Nigerians, and they now focus on our economy, focus on security, then focus on to stop more further corruption. You know, you are fighting old corruption and you don't fight the current one. It's not the best for us.
Okay, but looking ahead, just like the last caller said, we want to look forward. We want to move ahead. Wolf said that they have renewable energy. They have loads of different kind of energy that can also help in the country, because Nigerians are really getting tired of buying fuel or diesel. But way forward, you have said that it's
we have nuclear power generating system. We have also the solar. We have also the hydro. And other, some mechanical orders.
So the federal government should begin to look at all of these things.
And
we must wrap up now.
Decentralize. Let private companies generate light, and also let state governments be empowered also to generate that light. Those people that have nuclear should use nuclear. Those that have solar, they should use solar. Then hydro should use hydro.
Okay, finally, your word for the government concerning the $16 billion power project.
Yeah, if I am to advise Buhari now, if to attack these leaders will not help him, because whether you like it or not, they supported him to come. But I'm not saying that if there is any genuine issue of corruption that he will not probe. But if there is a political approach in probing corruption, that is really what I don't want them. If they want to probe corruption, let it be equitable. Let them distribute it to all. Nobody should be above the law.
Okay, this is going to be the final caller. Yes. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Speak on.
Hello, are you hearing me?
We are hearing you.
Good morning to you. Okay.
Hello.
We can. Hello, good morning to you. We can hear you.
Okay. I'm Mr. Dogo from Torodo.
Okay.
Yeah. To see all what you people are saying, this my gentleman here is telling the truth of this country. Because of what? If you look at this government, if people are looking at it, they are not going to do anything in future because they have failed already. I think they are fighting corruption. Are they fighting only one party this thing? Are they fighting their own people that stack money in their house and bury money in their house? And they know them. And today now, those people are the owners of Burundi change. I think you understand me. About power is zero. If Nigeria want to get power in order, they have to ban generator. And all the power minister who call himself is a minister that owns generator from these Indian people, is dealing with them, and they are the people that own the company that are selling generators.
You need to wrap up now. We're rounding off the program.
So that is it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, Barrister, we must wrap up now. Yes, your final word.
Yes, and also I'm appealing to Nigerians to exercise patience also and have what they will do in the mind. Because, you know, Nigeria, we have heated up the system already. The system is heated up. We need peace. We need peace. And also, let youths also know that this is their time. Let the youths, wherever they are, let them know that our leaders cannot offer much to us. Then let them now strongly participate in politics and give us a better leaders in future. Thank you.
Okay, we want to thank Barrister John Iziakune. Thank you so much for coming on this segment of the program.
Thank you.
Well, viewers at home, up next is SuperDawn Sports. We'll be right back.
SuperDawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed. Now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard.